As a fellow Scorpio moon myself, I rep it proudly. This is going to be a really cool moon to work with if there's just been energy that you've been wanting to get off of you for a minute. This is a great time to do the cleansing, to doing the purging, to release it, to say, hey, God, I'm going to surrender this to you. I don't want to carry it anymore. I know I got to let go of this stuff in order for the new stuff to come in. Like, I always tell my daughter, when we take something, we have to replace it with something else. So with this new moon in Scorpio, this is the energy you want to work with if it's been hard for you to let go of something, if it's been challenging for you to release a grip off of something, or if you really want to change. Yeah, if you just want to change something in your life, change something within yourself, this is the new moon to work with. As a Scorpio moon myself, it's always intense. Internally, spiritually, in my immediate environment, there's always some intense transformation going on in my life. So I might just roll with it easier than others. But let's see. Let's see what comes out for us as a collective. Let me go back to the first question before I forget. What do we need to let fade out that's been influencing our lives? Let's see. What is it that we need to let fade out? Fizzle out. Let it go. Release it. Let's see. Seeing the word sister. That's interesting. Lately, these readings I've been doing, like family has been coming forward, but let's pull 3 cards per question just in case like multiple messages come through. Oh my goodness. So we have the beautiful sun. Isn't this card beautiful? I love the sun. What do we need to let go of? What do we need to fade out that's been influencing our life? Interesting enough, I feel like if you guys have been accommodating other people by dimming your light, by playing small, by letting someone else have the shine, some of us can be generous sometimes and be like, you know what, my time will come. You go ahead, baby. You can do it. You go ahead, sing that song while I go ahead and sharpen my voice. You know what I mean? Now, this new one in Scorpio is going to have you front and center. I get this vibe though that you guys have intentionally been reserved, pulled back. I'm not going to really do too much. I ain't going to really say too much. I ain't really going to assert myself. I'm not going to ask. That you're going to be letting go. You guys are no longer going to be playing small, shrinking yourself, acting shy, acting coy, acting scared. You know what I love about the sun too? It illuminates whatever that's been hidden and illuminates whatever that's in the dark. So this could also be because Scorpio talks about secrets. Okay. So if there's been any secrets or things that you've been withholding, you might be more forthcoming about some things just to release it, because secrets can definitely influence our lives. I forgot who said it, but there's this saying that we're as sick as our secrets. And so with the sun card here, this could be, you guys finally realizing, including myself, like these secrets or these things that we keep or other people's secrets that we keep, we're letting it go. That doesn't mean that we get on a podium, get on a microphone and start speaking on everybody else's secrets, but it could mean like, I'm no longer holding this for the next person anymore. I'm no longer carrying this like karma or, monitoring something anymore. It's not mine. The sun could also feel like light, like feeling lighthearted or feeling like, when you release something, it feels like you feel physically, spiritually, emotionally lighter. And that could be a thing too. Let me pull another. I was going to do a 3-card spread, but I saw 333. So I'm thinking maybe 3 cards per question. Let's pull another one. What is the collective fading out that's been influencing our lives? What are we letting go? Wow, here's the death card right here, transformation. And this is Scorpio energy. You see how it's like night and day? Remember, I was just talking about secrets and dimming your light and playing small. When you do this major transformation, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, after this new moon, like, first of all, I feel like this new moon is going to have a lingering effect on us for like maybe the next 2 weeks. Usually new moons and full moons have that anyways, but they're letting me know, like, don't think this is just like a few days. This is going, like, what happens during this time is going to fizzle out for the rest of the year. Like, yeah, I'm here for the rest of the year. It might just be more potent the first 2 weeks from the 19th, going to the next 14 days. But this almost feels like the collective isn't going to be recognizable in some shape, way, or fashion. Like, oh, you're now taking pictures. Oh, now you're outside. Now you're at the gym. Now you're speaking up. Who's this person? Now you're trying. Now you're putting in effort. Now you're inserting yourself. Now you're being assertive. Now you're being ambitious. Now you're raising your hand. Now you're speaking your truth. Now you're more youthful. You look more younger. Something inside of us internally, right? Internally inside of us, it feels spiritual, has died, and it feels voluntarily. I'm telling you guys, for the diviners, people that pray, people that believe in God and all the things, right? This, okay. Well, let me finish my thought. This is the time to release something that you know for sure that's been holding you back. You know what I'm visually seeing? If you ever been in a church, like a Pentecostal church or a Baptist church or any church that you know they keep playing the gospel music and people be catching the Holy Ghost, like when people like just be jumping, oh my God, they be in it, they be releasing it, they be releasing, like I see people catching the Holy Ghost. I see people just physically, energetically releasing something from their bodies. And it feels so intentional. It feels good. Let me pull one more. That's why I say this feels intense, but it's welcomed. It's welcomed. Let's pull another. What does a collective need to let go, fade? What do they need to let fade away that's been influencing their life? We have the 9 of Swords. Hurt. You see how like this energy is in the dark, but the first card that came out is the Sun. The 9 of Swords could be something that's been mentally tormenting you. Mentally, I call them gremlins. Gremlins and just the negative thoughts that eat at us, like the memories that come back for no freaking reason. Like the negative self-talk too. I just saw 9/11 on the timer. Yeah, this could be, you guys, for some of you guys, this is about releasing the thoughts. It's not so much of a person or situation. I don't want to not include that because it could be a whole bunch of things all at once. But this is strongly saying that the thoughts, the mindset, the beliefs, that I'm putting to rest. The lies that I've been told or the lies that I tell myself. And see, the Sun is out here saying, here's the truth. This is what it really is. The 9 of Swords and the Death card could definitely talk about back to secrets, things that haunt us, for sure. That's coming up. Let's look into the next question. What do we commit to creating and growing with this new moon in Scorpio? I feel like it's about to get very intense for the other people in your lives. Like, soon as I ask that question, what does the collective commit to growing? I feel like there's going to be people not only that is not going to recognize you, or they're going to be kind of like taken back by this new behavior, this new aura, this new energy, but I feel like there's going to be people kind of bothered by it. Bothered. I don't know why. Let's pull some cards and see. What does the collective need to commit to? What will they be committing to creating and growing? New moons are great for sowing seeds. And then you allow the 2 weeks to pass. And then with the full moon, you celebrate what has sprouted, what has come from that seed. Every 2 weeks, there's a new moon and a full moon. So let's see what seeds you guys will be planting. What are you guys going to be committing to growing? What are you guys going to be committing to creating? Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing someone say, I'm not lying for nobody anymore. I'm not keeping someone's secret anymore. I'm no longer lying to myself anymore. This Nine of Swords could be someone that stays in denial, and they know they stay in denial, and they know they need to move on with the Death card, the transformation. This could be someone lying to themselves. You know, they're saying like, oh, I don't need this, or I'm not doing that. And it's like, deep down, you know you are, and you know you need it, or you don't need something, you know? The Sun says it's time to tell the truth. Let's pull 3 cards. We have, oh, wow, I love this. The Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, this is Spirit coming through and saying, before we talk about what seed that you need to commit to creating and growing, we need to be honest about the pace. Even though Scorpio energy is water, this earth energy is saying that allow whatever seeds you're planting to grow over time. Okay, I was just saying that earlier about how this new moon in Scorpio is very influential on the collective, and it's going to be potent the next 2 weeks from the 19th going forward. And then you might still feel and see the effects of this new moon on November 19th play out for the rest of this year. Okay. Also, I highly recommend that you guys look back into when the last new moon in Scorpio happened. If you look back and when the last new moon in Scorpio happened, take notes and see what has grown since then a year ago. But this Queen of Pentacles is someone that knows she has a good green thumb. She knows how to grow things. She's realistic with things. She's practical. She's solid. She's consistent. So whatever it is that you guys are going to commit to growing and creating, you have to have this kind of approach. Usually I would say this with an earth moon, but with this new moon in Scorpio, like I was saying in the very beginning, this is a moon that's going to encourage you to sever ties, to put an end to something, to surrender something, to release something, to purge, to cleanse, to purify. Usually I associate purification with Virgo energy, but this Scorpio energy is saying, no, we need to wipe everything clear. And so when you're doing that, that's a process in itself. We can't just go straight from planting seeds after that. That's a step. And then the next step is the sowing the seeds. So you have to be, when you're setting your intentions during this new moon, understand that this is a pace by pace thing. And this specific potent Scorpio energy is going to, you could still work with it. I don't care what anybody says, because I'm telling you from a diviner standpoint, I'm telling you from someone that works with the moon. You can still work with this. You could still work with a moon weeks later, as long as you set the intentions around this time. Because if anybody that truly divines knows that you don't just divine and walk away from it, you got to tend to it. And that's what this Queen of Pentacles is saying. Be patient with yourself with this new moon, because let's say, for example, let's say hypothetically, this new moon in Scorpio tells you, you got to break a habit. The first step for you might be, getting out of denial and being honest with yourself that you have to break the habit. That might take a little second there. Then you have to create a plan with the Queen of Pentacles energy on how we're going to break this habit. And then you need to plant that seed and be very intentional about what that breaking that habit looks like and what you want to replace that bad habit with a good habit. What are we replacing that bad habit with? I tell my kids, it takes about 5 days to break a bad habit. You got to replace that bad habit with a good habit. Like I was saying earlier, when you take something away, you got to replace it with something else. If you don't, you'll get bored and just go back to what you took away, what you got rid of, the pattern that you broke. You have to replace it with something else. If this is regarding your diet, you want to break a bad habit regarding your diet, replace it with working out, stretching at the minimum, yoga, do something, walk. You have to replace it with something else, because it's so easy to just go back to eating unhealthy or doing the diet thing that you're trying to break. You get what I'm saying? I love this. I love that the Queen of Pentacles is coming out because she's saying, be practical. Be practical when we're creating. Be practical when we're growing. Be practical when we're planting. Okay? Because things take time. And the Queen of Pentacles isn't a page. She knows what she's doing. So you're going to have to be more responsible with these seeds that you're planting. Okay? Let me pull two more. What does the collective need to commit to? What are we going to commit to when it comes to creating and growing with this new moon in Scorpio? Oh, two cards want to come out. Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands gives me crossroad energy. I love that it says will here, like willpower, because the Two of Wands is Mars in Aries. So like we love to be in this energy when we're action oriented. But it's giving me at the crossroads. There's something about this Queen of Pentacles telling me that the collective isn't quite ready for what they want just yet. The Two of Wands can talk about not only being at the crossroads, but also like planning and preparing or making a decision about what path we're going to choose. And then when you do choose that path, it looks like with the Ace of Pentacles, something's very promising here. It reminds me of like, not to go biblical, but I'm going to go biblical here. A lot of times in the stories in the Bible, they're talking about like how people had to leave one area for another because there was a famine. The harvest was done. It was finished. You know what I'm saying? And so they knew if we go here, there's food here. God told us to go here. That's where the food is at, right? It's the same energy here with the Two of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. When you choose the path that God directs you on, after making sacrifices, releasing something, you know, like these people in the Bible had to walk away from all they knew sometimes. The familiar. They had to leave their family. They had to leave their land that they don't worked on because there was nothing left for them. And God was telling them on top of that, look, you got to go here. There's more going on over here. There's more promised land over there. Okay. So with this Two of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, once you choose the path that you're feeling guided to take, you take that risk. You're ambitious. You're more assertive, right? We were just talking about that earlier. There's something definitely promising with the Ace of Pentacles on the other side. For some of you guys with the Ace of Pentacles, this is stability. This is why the Queen of Pentacles is saying, approach this in a more practical way, because when we're dealing with Pentacles, it requires consistency. It requires dedication. It requires responsibility. And if you don't have that, nothing will grow. You have to show up and to plant your crops consistently. It kind of reminds me of the Seven of Pentacles energy here, with what the energy I'm getting from the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you guys may not be truly ready with this new moon in Scorpio to choose the path that's already been assigned for you because of the purging and the releasing and the surrendering and the clearing and the purifying and the death and the rebirth and the transformation and all the things. Death energy and Scorpio energy is intense, but it's intense for a reason. It pushes us to let go of the things that we hold the tightest to sometimes. It pushes us to break habits that we are so comfortable doing. It pushes us to let people go, and to move and to shift into like a part of us to die. And if we're not anticipating it, it can be a struggle. And I feel like that's what this Two of Wands is saying. At your will. You know, we have free will. God gave us free will. So some of us are going to choose to not. We're going to choose to stay. This is too much. It's too intense. It's too much change. But for the ones that are willing to take the risk, something is so promising on the other side. I feel like some of you guys are going to be like, dang, I really talked myself out of a blessing. I should have, could have, would have done this a long time ago. I should have, could have, would have done this a long time ago. And a lot of you guys are going to be having that revelation with the Sun card, because the Sun can also talk about enlightenment. Like, dang, it's starting to make sense now. Why? why I should have let that go, why I should have released that, why I should have cleared my name from that situation, why I shouldn't have engaged, why. It's gonna start making a lot more sense, okay? The third question is what action can you guys take? What action can we take as a collective to start things going? Remember, the Two of Wands is that Mars energy. It's Mars in Aries. Mars loves to be in Aries. Because this energy gives me, you don't have to even ask me. I'm just gonna do it. I'm the first person to raise my hand. I'll be the first to show y'all how it's done. Right? So I'm really interested to see as a collective, what action steps, what action can I take? What action can you take today to start things going? Start things going. I'm hearing a breakup for some of y'all. Maybe this is a breakup in a romantic relationship, a friendship, a kinship. Maybe this is you guys breaking up with an employer. You're releasing your duties, you're retiring. Let's see, what action steps up for the collective? Breakup just keeps coming up. I wonder what that's about. Let's see, 3 cards from the spirit. What is it that the collective needs to hear? We have the Page of Swords. Learning, studying, remembering. I'm hearing something about remember. Remember. I feel like a spirit guide told you to do something, and this is like another opportunity to do it and get the results or the outcome that you desire. This reminds me of that Janae Eiko song. Do you remember? You remember when? Do you remember? How does that song go? This is the saddest story that I ever heard. Do you remember? Okay, so this is an ancestor. Okay. So who was having the nightmares? There was like a fear eating you all up. Do you remember when? I feel like someone had a dream or a nightmare. And then after that dream, or maybe even before, there was an ancestor or a spirit guide that was like trying to communicate with you through the dream. And then at some point in time, you got guidance on how to handle a situation. Now, maybe you didn't completely do what they assigned you to do. And now they're like, let's do it. This is the time. Let's do it. You've been wanting change. That's the thing with the death card. It's change too. It's such an intense moon because this moon is going to make us do the hard shit we don't want to do because we don't know what this change is really going to look like for us. We don't know how it's going to look like for everybody. Now, like I said, I'm a Scorpio moon. Bring on the change. If it's going to bring me closer to what I want, I can thug it out. I can do it. I got it. I got the tough skin. I'm built for it. Where for some people, they're like, yo, you want me to do what? I need more answers. This is a spirit guide saying, I gave you answers. I gave you steps. You didn't take step 2. You didn't take step 3. You didn't even take the step. Do you remember? This Page of Swords, again, they want me to reiterate. There's a book that they want you to read, or there's a book is significant. This is about learning, studying, reading. But then this is also talking about dreams and messages from the higher realm. They're telling me we gave them steps. We gave them steps. We told them what to do. And they don't feel sorry either. That's the thing. There's something about like we don't feel sorry because we told them what to do. This is a great time to do what we asked you to do and follow through with it this time. Because remember, what is on the other side of the crossroads? If you walk that path, is something so solid and promising, and it's going to require you to be what? Responsible. The good thing is with this energy, though, this Queen of Pentacles, if you have a spirit guide that resonates or is relatable to the Queen of Pentacles, they're going to be patient with you, but they're not going to let you just like stand in the midst of this change. You're going to have to weather through the storm. Okay. You're going to have to weather through this. Let me pull another. That's why they're telling you, remember what we told you. Remember the advice, remember the guidance. Like it's like they're saying like, this person that we're telling them to do this is somebody that we've been telling them to do this for a while now. They are knowledgeable. They're smart. They know that it's like sending a kid off to run an errand, and you're like, well, what if they're not? Like, no, they know how to drive. They know where they live. They know how to use the GPS. They know how to use their credit card or their debit card. They know how to put that car in park. They know how to park. They know how to use the phone. Let them go. That's what I feel like this guide is saying. We told them everything they need to know. They know what to do. And we told them how things will turn out. And we told them that they're equipped to do it. Let me pull another action. See, now that we're talking about the action steps, now they're getting stern. Now we're getting stern. Now we're getting dead ass serious. Let's pull two more. Do you remember when? The Seven of Wands. What does that say? Endurance. Listen, some of you guys are going to be doing this by yourself, or it's going to feel like that. Not the case. When you do have a spirit team that you can fall on if you need advice and guidance and all that, you have a team around you. I can feel it here. I just feel like this new moon in Scorpio might have you feeling like I'm doing this by myself. In the physical realm. And it's kind of meant to be that way. This is kind of like a test. Do you have it in you to do what we're asking you to do? They believe you do. Do you believe you do? The Seven of Wands is about defending yourself. It's about protecting yourself. It's about standing on your boundaries. It's about, this Queen of Pentacles is saying, like, don't give up. Don't give up when it gets uncomfortable. Follow through with it. There is something promising on the other side. And the other thing about the Seven of Wands, which I think is also interesting, it's another Mars card. Seven of Wands is Mars and Leo. Two of Wands is Mars and Aries. This is a lot of action-oriented energy, especially now that we're talking about the action steps. What are the action steps that you need to take? What action steps can the collective take today to start things growing? We're planting seeds, right, with this new moon. We're letting go of things. Essentially, like, let's say you were a gardener, because I love to garden. This new moon would first have to start with replanting. Let me pull one more. We have to replant. That means get rid of the old soil. We need to either cut the roots, cut the weeds out. You might need to get a new pot, get new soil, all the things. You might even have to change like how you're gardening. Like, it's winter, it's fall now, and the temperature fluctuates here in Georgia. So sometimes I have to bring my plants inside at night. I didn't have to do that during the summer and the spring. Things change. Let's pull one more. The Six of Cups. Pleasure. You know what this feels like? This feels like you're protecting what brings you peace, what brings you happiness. Six of Cups can talk about children, memories, nostalgia, a relationship that has history. I see someone doing protection work regarding those people, the children, the relationship, somebody that you hold close to your heart. That's what you should be doing with the Seven of Wands and the Six of Cups. Seven of Wands feels like you are protecting something that you hold close to your chest, close to your heart, and they're advising you to do that with the information, knowledge, and guidance you've been given. You know what this feels like? This feels like this is hidden. It's like when you live in a village and everybody knows where to go for water, but you found a different place where you can get fresh water, even more fresh water. You found an area where you have found more food, more fruit. And you're not being greedy about it. I'm not getting greed energy, but I'm just saying, like, this is something that you want to keep to yourself. Not only because it's new, but because you brought people that you value, people that you love with you to this location where there's fresh water, fresh food, new fruit, and you've created like tons of memories, right? And but the thing is like you've kept it a secret, or it's something sacred. Like this is the place where me and my friends would go and we would, you know, eat this new fruit and drink this fresh water and confide in each other and be there for each other. So this is something that you hold close, but the village doesn't know about this location. They don't know why you guys go there. They didn't know that when you would go out with your friends or this person or whatever, that that's what y'all were doing. The Six of Cups feels very personal. But when you have the Seven Wands right before it, regarding action steps, it's saying protect it. Protect it. Protect it with the information that you know. Like this could be like you guys getting messages from animals, getting messages from the four different elements: water, air, earth, fire, warning you if someone's coming in to disrupt this peace, this sacred place. I feel like the collective has been doing a lot of healing. And in that healing, you may have made some really valuable connections with people. You may have been to very influential environments, locations. You could have learned a specific method or a practice that has helped and aid you in your healing process. And this new moon in Scorpio is saying, especially with Scorpio ruling the eighth house of the occult and divination and tarot and astrology and all those type of things, to hold that close to your chest and protect it because it worked. Because that's what you're going to need to lean on when you take these action steps. So with that being said, with this new moon in Scorpio, this is also a great and potent time to lean on your practices, lean on what you know works for you. Protect. One thing about Scorpio, they're very territorial. I wouldn't mess with anything that it's the Scorpio values and loves because they get very territorial, which means they also get very protective. This is a very great time to lean on your practices, your methods, but even if it's just prayer, this is a great time to do that. Okay. I'm excited for the collective because when you're in that energy of being stuck or being stagnant or you know that you need to let go of something because something greater is on the other side, Scorpio is great with just cutting it off. Cutting it off. And I appreciate Scorpio's aid because sometimes it is really hard. We're human. Sometimes it's just that hard. So I encourage you guys to maybe write down a list of things that you want to let go of, or write down a list of things that you need help letting go of. And if you're in that space where you're like, I don't even know, ask God to show me what I need to let go of. What is hindering me? What is preventing me? What is blocking me from the next chapter in my life where I thrive, where I flourish, where I'm happy, where I'm content, where I can grow better, be better? God, show me what is it that I'm holding on to? Because or if you're in that space where you're like, oh, I know what I need to release, but I need a little bit of guidance on how to do it, how to go about it. But maybe you're like me, a Scorpio moon, who's just like, I'm ready. Say less. Let's go. The everyday life. I love this new moon for that, for us. I love that for us, because I can't stand stagnant energy. Let's go. I love that so many Mars energy came out here. The only pentacle cards, well, there's two pentacle cards that came out, was the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. This feels like a mama bear that's letting you know I would never steer you wrong. That's why I'm telling you to pace yourself and be practical and responsible with what is coming ahead. Okay. And then with the sword cards here, we have the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords. This is Spirit saying you have enough information, knowledge, wisdom to get yourself through this experience. This was the only cup card here. Six of Cups, Two of Wands, Seven of Wands. For some of you, what's motivating you is someone that you love. Shout out to the mothers that are really holding it down for the next chapter. They're holding it down because they know the next chapter is about to be lit. Okay? All right, that's what I have for you guys for this new moon at Scorpio. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. Until next time, we'll see each other.